Well, welcome back to another video. After a long awaited amount of time, we are finally returning to a BeamNG Monster Jam. This is going to be the kickoff show for our 2012 season. Now, this is not for points, this is just the kickoff show, which is also a reduced lineup. We have McQueen, Northern Nightmare, Marc, McDonald, Toro, Loco, Medusa, George, Balhan, Mohawk Warrior, Damon, Bradshaw debuting a Monster Energy, Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, Legend, Neil, Elliot, and Maximum Destruction, and Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger 30th Anniversary. We're out here at Birmingham, Alabama to kick off this event in a smaller arena. Or sorry, not this event, but this tour. So this is going to be our 8-truck lineup for this event, and we'll just have to wait and see how this event unfolds, because this could help us give a little bit of insight on what our drivers will perform like later. Well, coming up first in freestyle, give it up for McQueen in the Northern Nightmare, getting it started right off the bat and ready to go. It looks like he's going around the racing lanes a couple of times to kick off this here run. Now he's gonna get it turned back around. Get some nice little air over the van stack. Now he's gonna get it turned back around once again, going back to those yellow cars now for more decent air. Overall pretty good so far, but nothing too crazy for this run at the moment, because this is a pretty small venue, but you can get some pretty decent air, wheelies, stuff like that. So far, McQueen is just kind of hitting all the different jumps. Not as powerful as probably possible. There we go. Starting to change it up a bit, hitting the cars from the backside now. That's going to help you get some more wheelie moves and other bigger air than just hitting the dirt in front of the cars. Starting to pick it up a bit, going back to the van stack. Hits it, gets a bit sideways, and just moves around some of the cars. And here he goes, going for the middle jump, launches it, goes past that middle line for racing. So far this run is going pretty well, goes over that ramp once again for the red cars. Not really easy to make commentary for it, because it is really just a couple jumps here being hit by McQueen, and it's going to kind of be that same thing for the whole competition. So let's have to see how it plays out. Now going into some donuts for the Northern Nightmare. Gonna get turned back around for one or two more good hits for the run, and bonus time is already well underway here for Northern Nightmare. Now these shows will be scored using a judge and then bonus point system. We'll review the scores after each freestyle with some highlights attached. And it looks like that's going to do it for McQueen and Northern Nightmare. So we're going to be reviewing this freestyle, and then we'll be taking a look at the scoreboard for McQueen and the Northern Nightmare. While the scores have been reviewed, we will drop the high of 7 and drop the low of 5. So that leaves him with 4 6s, which is a total of 24, plus a bonus score of 3, which means your current leader is McQueen with 27, a pretty solid score to start off the freestyle competition. Well, coming up second in freestyle, we have Marc, McDonald, and Toro, Loco, one of the best drivers in the sport, getting it started right away on the racing lane. I'm going to get turned back around over the yellow crush cars. Doing a great job getting the momentum. We'll have to see him hit some of the bigger jumps though if he wants to hit a good score here in freestyle and get the lead over McQueen and Northern Nightmare. So far, I'm mostly seeing some racing, basically just racing passes, but we've also seen a pretty good hit on the van stack in this run. So if he can keep this up here, he might score a lower score, but there we go. That's what we're going to be looking for. Oh, getting the smoke going. Looks like he's getting lined up. You don't want to put in reverse and slow yourself down, though. That will hurt your score, but big air for Marc McDonald. So that will still kind of make up for the fact that he went in reverse and hit the brakes for that long. We'll have to see what the judges think about that, but that is definitely bigger than what we saw in all of McQueen's runs. So what Marc McDonald's going to be looking for. Gets a little close to the wall, but backs it up and keeps it going here. Some air over the crush cars. We see the smoke going once again. Now we're going to get it turned back around. Going back to the van stack, gets it pretty well. He's going to get it turned back around. So far, this run's going pretty well. He's just about entering bonus time now. So we'll have to see if he can make some good stuff happen here. Going back to the center jump once again, lands on the back of that one car. That should get him some good points there. We only saw a 3 in bonus time for McQueen. He's going to get a flat tire. But it looks like they're going to let him continue running here. Usually when we're in a smaller venue, flat tires do cause a shut-off, but he's going to continue going. Driving on a flat tire will definitely benefit his score. And it looks like some donuts here will probably end off the run. Gets the smoke going some more. And that is going to do it for Marc McDonald and El Toro Loco. Once again, we will be reviewing the scores and finding out what he'll get there. But I think his bonus score especially is going to be quite high in the El Toro Loco. While the scores have been reviewed for regulation, we will drop the high of an 8 and drop the low of a 5, which leaves 3 6s and a 7. That gives him 25 points in regulation plus a bonus score of 4, which means that the score for Marc McDonald and El Toro Loco is a 29, which is a new leader and probably will keep the lead for a pretty decent amount of time. Coming up third in freestyle, this is Medusa behind the wheel of Medusa. So we're going to have to see what Medusa can do tonight. We have a big run to beat from Marc McDonald with some big error, and then the flat tire in bonus time really got his bonus score. So we'll have to see if Medusa will be able to do anything about that, or if Medusa will be left towards the bottom of the competition. Right off the bat, again, we're seeing the momentum, the acceleration, but we're not quite seeing the error. Now, after the fourth freestyle, the vehicles will be replaced with brand new ones so that the second half of the competition gets a chance. But Medusa is struggling with these cars that have been squashed down a pretty decent amount. This is when we're going to have to start resorting to maybe that center jump and maybe some cross-threading if you really want to get any good score here in freestyle. There we go. That is what you're going to want to see. Some nice air from Medusa. It's not the biggest of the run, but it's still not the best, so we'll have to see if Medusa can pick it up a bit. Of course, though, when you're in a place this small, everything looks like big air. There we go, some nice air off the center jump, nothing too crazy. Whoa! Really slams it into the side of the ramp. Now I'm going to go to the yellow cars with some more good air to get it turned back around. Now going to the van stack, some more air, rides it on the wheelie and onto the side. One of the best moves we've seen tonight, alongside some of the flat tire things we saw in Marc McDonald's run. Now we need to turn back around, Medusa getting some more big air. Now we need to turn back around. Now we're already far into bonus time. Whoa, hits the jump way sideways and ends off on the lid. We'll have to see how that reflects in bonus time, because it was a big wow moment, but it wasn't like a save or anything like that. So I'm not sure if that will have a good score for bonus or a bad score for bonus. But only time will tell, so we'll have to get to reviewing our scores, and that will be a slightly early into the night for Medusa, who still got a pretty good amount of the run-in and some pretty good air and wheelies in there. While the scores have been reviewed, we'll drop the high of a 9, believe it or not, and the low of a 6, which leaves 2 6s and 2 7s for Medusa, which will be giving us 12 and 14, which means 26, plus a bonus score of 4 with that crazy wipeout, which means that the final score for Medusa will be a 30, which is also enough to take the lead from Marc McDonald and Toro Loco. Well, coming up next in freestyle, marking halfway, this is George Balhan in the Mohawk Warrior. Now he's going to come out here and he's ready to just throw it down and maybe get a freestyle win here tonight. The odds are really in everyone's favor because there's just a pretty small floor, so none of these drivers really have too much of an advantage because no drivers are really used to a floor this small. However, McQueen does do more like Tacoma and shows and stuff like that in kind of smaller stadiums, but not really like an arena-sized event. So I would say McQueen might have the upper hand, but already he's in last place, so I'm not really sure if that stays true. Look out! George Balhan on the side wall. He's gonna save it. They're gonna shut that down, but he's gonna continue. Well, right off the bat, now it's looking like George Balhan is going to be winning this. There we go, big air up the center jump. Really, as long as you don't hit the walls, you're really kind of in the game for this, because you just hit air. It looks crazy no matter where you're sitting because of how small this place is, but that save overrules all the air we've seen tonight. So that's right off the bat putting George Balhan at a great point in this freestyle run. He's now going to get it turned back around, launches it up the center jump, lands it square, and he's going to hit the wall, puts it in reverse, and it looks like upon hitting that wall he's going to lose a tire. And in a place this small, we can't have the drivers driving with a missing tire. It's simply too much of a hazard. So it looks like they're going to be shutting off George Balhan and the Mohawk Warrior. That will end off his run, so his bonus score might be a bit low, but just his regulation score alone can make him win. Well, it would be lying to say that that was not the greatest run of the night. In regulation, we dropped the high of a 9 and the low of a 7. That leaves 2 7s and 2 8s. You add that all up, that's 30. And he will only be receiving a bonus score of a 2, but that is still 32, which is a huge score, not to mention the fact that it is now your new leader for George Balhan. Well, we are halfway through the competition, and as mentioned, we are now going to be replacing all the crushing cars on the field. As you can see, they are all brand new, so that the second half of the competition drivers will all have some good cars to hit. Speaking of second half of the competition, we will be kicking it off with Damon, Bradshaw, and Monster Energy, and some good air to kick it off. Now this is a brand new truck he is debuting. Never been seen before. He's retiring Air Force Afterburner to debut this truck, and he's already going wild out there. No big air quite yet like we were used to seeing from him, but we're definitely seeing the aggressive driving momentum that we're used to seeing. There we go, already launching it off the center. You can see George Balhan's truck still out there on the track. They just kind of left it out there. Maybe another obstacle or something, I don't know. Maybe he'll get destroyed even more. That is not meant to be hit like that. He's going to go up the back side of the middle jump. What a crazy move for Damon Bradshaw. I wonder if we'll see that regularized? I don't think that's right. Regularized? I wonder if we'll see that used later in the competition. Now that he's kind of added its thing to do. Damon Bradshaw already off to a very good start. He's about halfway done. Maybe pretty close to entering bonus time around this point. So he's going to have to pick it up a bit in regulation, especially after what we just saw from the Mohawk Warrior. And frankly, I don't think he's doing quite enough. Starting to cross-thread it though. Oh man! Slams the back tire into that car. It is now flat. Regulation has expired. He is now in Monster Jam bonus time. And with the flat, oh man, it's getting caught on everything. But if he can get some good moves in with this flat tire, there's no doubt in my mind that he'll be able to get a good bonus score. Everyone loves some good freestyling on a broken truck. Just takes the whole van with him. Now he's gonna take it to the middle jump. Lands it way sideways. This is getting just out of hand right now. I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near enough for the lead. But he's gonna end it off with some crazy cyclones. No matter what, I think that was a pretty good run. But that save from Mohawk Warrior, I don't know if anything will be able to beat that tonight, because that was just crazy. Damon Bradshaw Monster Energy will now drive back into the pits with a great run, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Let's review the scores. Well, the scores have come in. For regulation, we remove a high of 7 and a low of 6. That leaves 3 6 and 1 7. That score is equal to 25. He would receive the bonus score of 4, which is a much bigger score than I expected, because his finishing score would be a 29, which is not bad, but it's also not a 32, which is what he would need to be. Well, as you can see, he's messed up some of the jumps on the track, so we have the track crew out there, and they're fixing the van stack right now because his flat tire kind of screwed everything up and pulled everything with it. But the track crew's gonna get put back together, and then it should be ready for the rest of our competitors to come out and throw it down. Coming up next, fan favorite competitor Adam Anderson, Gravedigger legend. Now we're into the zoomies, and when the trucks have zoomies, you know they're good. He's immediately like screwing up on that ramp. Hopefully they won't count that as a start. Getting the fans pumped up and ready. Now this is a digger freestyle, so we better expect to see some great stuff right off the bat. Some good air kicks off the run and on the ragged edge straight from the get-go. Of course, we're seeing some Anderson driving style here. If he can get a solid good regulation score and bonus score, then he should get the lead. But I think he'd really need a little bit of both, unless he really got a good regulation like what we saw with Mohawk Warrior. Now this truck is kind of all over the place right now, but so far throwing down a great run. Going to that center jump, look out, getting way sideways. And that truck is going flying and ends up on the lid. An early end to the run for Adam Anderson, but luckily this is just the kickoff event, so fortunately he won't be taking too much damage to his seasonal score, given that no one's affected by their scores they get at this event. Not even freestyle winner, or at least leader for now, George Balhan. We'll have to see how scores turn out, but come on, with a save like that, I'm surely expecting him to get the win. Now let's review our scores for Adam Anderson. Well, we know that the bonus scores is 0 because Adam Anderson did not make it that far in his freestyle run. But the regulation scores will drop the high of a 7 and a low of a 6. That leaves a 6 and 3 7s. So Adam Anderson's total in Gravedigger Legend tonight will be 27, which is not enough to get anything solid. But it's fine because it's not the season beginning yet. Well, coming up next, driving Tom Mentz's Maximum Destruction truck, this is Elliot. And I'm not too sure why he's driving Tom Mentz's truck, I just know that he is driving that front engine Tom Mentz truck. Tom Mentz is out for a little while, I'm not too sure why. Maybe he just doesn't want to drive postseason, that's a solid reason. Well, right off the bat, we're seeing some good air to kick it off for Elliot, Maximum Destruction. Now he's going to get it turned back around. It's a nice wheelie onto the front end, save it for Maximum Destruction. You know, I thought that George Balhan had it easy tonight and was going to guaranteed win. But we're seeing crazy stuff from Maximum Destruction already. Now, the air could be improved on, but we're seeing some crazy, like, ragged saves and stuff. I don't know how he got on the sidewalls right there, but he's really riding it on them. Oh no, don't tell me that it's already done. Well, there go his chances. He had a solid chance because he was getting some good stuff in there. I wonder how they're going to get this flip back over because it's kind of like mangled into George Balhan's truck. We can already see that they're struggling. Just gotta go at rotation by rotation, I suppose. There they go. They got Neil Elliot flipped back over. Unfortunately, early into the night, but I'm sure that got him kicked up and ready for action with some crazy saves and save attempts we saw him that run. I'm sure he's ready to make it out into the stadiums in our Philadelphia event and throw it down for the rest of the season to come. Well, the excitement of Neil Elliott's freestyle isn't completely over yet because we still have to review the scores for Maximum Destruction. Now, the bonus score will be a 0 because Neil Elliott did not go in a bonus time. For regulation, we dropped the high of an 8 and the low of a 6, which will leave us with 4 7s for a pretty solid score of a 28 for what he actually did and how short the run actually was. I really think that first save really was what improved his score enough to get a score that high. But unfortunately, he couldn't get that second save attempt, and that's what ended off his run early and really hurt his score. But can't wait to see what he'll do when the season finally starts. Well, the season already has started. This is the season kickoff, but this isn't for points yet. But I know that Dennis Anderson is about to drive like it is. He has a brand new 30th anniversary Gravedigger body. It looks absolutely awesome, and he's just gonna throw it down here. 30 years of driving. I know this event is not for points, but he's gonna drive like it is. He's gonna throw this thing in every way it can go, starting it off with huge air, but that's only gonna be the beginning of it for the Gravedigger. We know that he is willing to do anything he can to make the fans happy and to get some good scores in there, not to mention. Right off the bat, he's flying across these ramps like crazy. Need to turn back around. Over that little van stack. He's already driving wild. Cross-threading it now. That's what we want to see for Dennis Anderson. Oh, he's going to go into the backside of these yellow cars. I thought he was going to do what Damon Bradshaw did and just take it up the backside of the ramp. I know he will not do that. Cross-threading like crazy. Look out. Wow. Dennis Anderson already going crazy, just about entering bonus time now. Maybe. No, I don't. Yeah, let's see, he's about at bonus time. Yep. Clocks have officially now shown bonus time. I don't know my guess anymore. It's what the actual boards say in the stadium. And now entering bonus time, we already seen some crazy stuff in regulation. Save it, Dennis. Wow. Well, right when I thought that George Balhan had the automatic win, I think Dennis Anderson didn't like when I said that because he's coming out here and showing that he's gonna get the win because, gee, there's no way. The judges gotta give this a good score. The time's already expired. He's just throwing this every way it can go now. Dennis Anderson, what is even going on? Is that gonna do it? No, it's not. He is still going past the time. I don't even know what's happening. Oh, don't do it. Straight into George Balhan's truck. And that's gonna end it for Dennis Anderson. And at that ends tonight. But before we end it off completely, let's review the scores for Dennis Anderson. We will drop the high of a 9 and drop the low of a 7. That leaves him with 2 7s and 2 8s. That is 30 plus 5, 35 points, which leaves Dennis Anderson your winner. I'll see you next time in Philadelphia to throw it down some more.